Well, always nice to meet our favorite rock star. It's been a year since we actually met you.
Yes, last was Vaishnav, and it's so strange that you say that because today is the third happy birthday anniversary of Rockstar. It released today 3 years back.
And also you complete 7 years in the film industry. So are you feeling the famous 7-year itch or far from it?
I'm feeling, it seems like it's been, just 2 or 3 years. I don't know how these 7 years have gone by. Yes, there's been a lot of, good times, bad times, good films, bad films, good people, bad people, good karma, bad karma. But it's been an interesting journey.
So you managed to balance it all, good and bad.
I would like to believe so, but I don't know. I think one thing I managed is I didn't crack under pressure. That was important.
Exactly. You didn't crack under pressure, and it's a tailor-made tagline for you, someone who's never cracked under pressure. Well, that's the way we like you, and also you are now in the company of some illustrious people like the king of all times, Shah Rukh Khan.
Absolutely.
So,
well, it's an honor. I mean, firstly, Tag Heuer is such a reputed and renowned watch brand in the world. It was the first expensive timepiece I ever owned, in my life. And I remember in school I used to be drawing the sign of Tag Heuer and all of that. So it's like a dream come true. And on top of that, to be in the same campaign as Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, the same brand as Mr. Shah Rukh Khan is just a dream come true for me. So I feel really lucky. I feel that somewhere I didn't crack under pressure, and this is, happened for me. So really feel lucky.
And also you and Mr. Khan are the only 2 people in the global $1 million club.
I don't know about that, because I think a little bit is fabricated, because I've never seen that kind of money. I mean, it felt great to read that article in the Economic Times, but I don't know how true that is. I have to ask my accountant about it.
But also we've missed you. Your fans have missed you. It's been a year. We were waiting to say Merry Christmas with Bombay Velvet, but that's taking some time.
Yeah,
so did you anticipate that?
It's unfortunate. I've not had a release since Besharam. But I always believe that, you kill the creativity of a film by giving a deadline or a release date. I think a film is ready when it's ready. If they've delayed a film, it's because they want to better the film in any which way possible. It happened with Rockstar, with Barfi. I'd rather wait it out than, hurry a film out. Bombay Velvet is quite a passion project for everyone involved. You must be knowing Anurag yourself. He was, with the script for like 10 years, shopping around, trying, to make the film. So finally he's got it done, but he still feels there are some rough edges. So we do want to correct that before it's out for the public to see. So hopefully it should come out on 15th of May.
Were you anticipating the delay?
I wasn't actually. When they told me, I was also a little sad. Because it's always good to have a movie out, because at least there's a talking point, there's something to talk about, there's something to address. That's what my identity is. Otherwise it's all about the conjectures in my life, and that's what really takes.
Very true. And also, I mean, there were some tabloid reports saying that your dad was not too happy with Bombay Velvet. I mean, would you like to...
He's not even seen Bombay Velvet. My father actually sees every film of mine after it releases.
True.
He's more nervous than me, and he's very honest. So he's scared to see my films because he'll see it as it is.
True.
So he tries to avoid it, and he sees it after it's released and after people have given its opinion. So then, he can kind of give an honest opinion then. So he hasn't seen Bombay Velvet, and he has no idea what's happening with it.
But how is he feeling now? I mean, he's like our favorite guy in NDTV.
Yes, he's better. He unfortunately had dengue and malaria at the same time.
Oh dear.
So he was admitted, he was in hospital 4 days, but thankfully we caught it at the right time. So he's fine, fit and fine, and he's ready to get back to work.
So he's back to his old self.
Yeah, and he's lost a lot of weight also. I mean, he's looking 10 years younger, I feel.
Your mother must be pleased about that.
He is. She is.
And also, you've donned the producer's hat also, Jagga Jasoos. You've been working on that. So happy with the way that's shaping up.
Anurag Basu is a rare commodity. He's just he's a man of madness. So it's really hard to, say how the film is shaping up, because it's all in his head. We've shot around 40 days so far. We still have around 80 days of shooting left. But I have a lot of faith, and I have a lot of love for Anurag's mind and heart and what he puts on to his movies. Barfi has been a very special film for us. And having said that, me and Priyanka had no idea what we were doing in Barfi. It was all in his head. We used to come to set and Dada used to say, okay, today the scene is that Barfi and Jilmili eat Pani Puri, and he used to improvise the scene and make it. So he's one of those kind of filmmakers, where he likes to, just go with the flow, improvise, and take it as it comes. It's an interesting film because it's a detective film, it's an adventure film. It's on the lines of Tintin meets Indiana Jones. It's a musical. It's about a boy in school who stammers, so he has to sing. So to avoid the speech ailment. So it's fun. It's new and it's exciting and scary.
And also, you're playing a much younger self. If you had a time machine that you're wearing, which time or era would you like to go back to?
I think the 50s. I say that purely because of cinema. That decade is really precious to me because of Raj Kapoor, Guru Dutt, Mehboob Khan, Dilip Kumar, acting with them, Madhubala, Meena Kumari, Wahida Rahman. I think, and it was also, people gave their life for their film. Everything was dependent on it. The music was melodious, the sets were large. At that time the technology hadn't reached where we are today.
True.
But still, if you see the kind of storytelling and the technique that they used was really awesome. So I think that time is really precious to me.
And also, there's I think one schedule left of Imtiaz's Tamasha. I mean, that's like home ground for you. Imtiaz, you
actually no, we've only done 20 days. Now we are back to Delhi in Jan, where we're going to be shooting for 3 months. Imtiaz can't do without Delhi. Delhi is like his most important character in his film. Back in Jan, but because I have Jagat to finish, I'm not thinking about that film right now.
And also, Alia and you shot a spot together, and she's got a fangirl. I mean, she is a Ranbir Kapoor fangirl, like all of us here. So, I mean, what was that like? Plan to do a movie with her? Any movie that you watched this year made you feel like this?
Well,
is
firstly, I'm a big fan of Alia myself. I think she was amazing in Two States, Highway, and Humpty, Sharma Ki Dulhania. But I think this year the films which really mattered to me and made an impact to me was Queen. Yeah, I think Queen was one of the most important. And Heather, I like Heather a lot. I'm looking forward to PK. I'm looking forward to Kill Dil. I think these are the next 2 movies on my wish list. So it's been a mixed bag of a year for Indian cinema also. Some good films, some bad films, some big hits, some not so big hits. But yeah, I think Queen and Heather were 2 of my favorites this year.
Like one of your fans, Sarah, asked me that is there a movie that Ranbir has ever regretted doing?
Regretted doing? No, I have no regrets because I think I mean, I wouldn't feel the glory if I hadn't faced the brick bats or if I hadn't faced the failure. So, Savarya was a big disaster. But I think everything I am today, I got because of that film, because of my experience working with Mr. Bhansali. Many people ask me why I did Besharam, but I liked the script, I liked Abhinav. I wanted to be part of it. We went wrong. Somewhere our storytelling, our confidence, it kind of veered to a different way. But I think that's what movies is about, right? It's a risk. There is no fixed formula. Sure. We were riding the whole masala genre formula, but I guess you learn that, that's the hardest genre. To make an entertaining masala film is much harder to make a film which is, on a fine, thin line. So these are learning experiences, but there are no regrets.
So you can for you, is it easy to walk away from a product or a project that you felt that you may have made a mistake? For you, is it easy to just
Yeah,
walk
I'm
away?
quite detached that way. My head doesn't bloat with the success and I don't feel bogged down. But yes, I remember Rocket Singh, when it didn't do well, I was quite gutted. I was new in the industry and I thought, working with Shimit, Yash Raj, the kind of character that was, the world it was, I thought it was going to be like Munna Bhai or something. But unfortunately it failed. But it also got me a lot of critical acclaim. Even today a lot of people come and praise me for that film. So I'm very happy to have that film in my kitty also.
And talking about Munna Bhai, so the biopic with Raju Hirani, I mean, there's a lot of talk about it, that you're all set to step into Sanjay Dutt's...
I don't know, because it's not been offered to me, but Raju sir had spoken that he was thinking on those lines. Me and Raju sir have spoken about many films, but it never happens. So I don't want to jinx it. But I hope, that I can be a part of Mr. Hirani's films. Try and portray Mr. Dutt on screen. I think he's a very important personality. But I think biopics are tricky because it's not a history class. It has to be entertaining, it has to be engaging, it has to color the life of the personality very well on screen. It has to do justice to that person's life. And also there are a lot of tricky things, because the other people involved, other personalities,
Sure.
And it's very sensitive to use their name, to use that relationship, to go the real way, or try and exaggerate it or change that. But it'll be interesting to do a biopic, especially on Mr. Dutt's life, so I look forward to it.
there was a life or a biopic that you had to do, which person would you choose?
I think I'm a big fan of my grandfather, so Mr. Raj Kapoor, and if I was a woman, probably Lata Mangeshkar.
Ah, nice. So anyways, we asked your fans and they sent us questions saying that the first one was congratulations on completing 7 years. You've not had a release in a year now, so what's your take on that?
Well, it's good. Hopefully good things will come out of it. It's unfortunate that Velvet was pushed, but I'll have 2 releases next year. So, and it's the different genres, the different kind of movies. It's a mixed bag. So hopefully, you guys will like it. Hopefully, the wait will be worth it. If not, I'll try harder and I'll take lesser breaks.
So that was RK's Twinkle. Now there's RK's Rabdi who's asked, you're a co-owner of a football... RK's Rabdi, that's the name she goes by. And she's asked, co-owner of a football team, so what would be your priority, movies or football?
Wow. Movies is my life. That's what I get my identity from it. Football is something I'm passionate about. Football is something I think I also want to do for society. Give back to society in a way that it's a sport that needs to be encouraged. I'm lucky that it's also something that I love. But I think movies is something which will always be my first love.
So Sarah's asked, 7 years in the industry, amazing role. So is there any character that you're still waiting to play?
Still waiting to play a biopic and a negative character.
Misha has asked, whom do you envy in a positive way in the industry?
Who do I envy? I think I envy talent. I envy, of course, the 3 Khans, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, Mr. Salman Khan, Mr. Amir Khan, Mr. Bachchan. I envy my father for his passion. I envy Aishwarya Rai, Kajol, Madhuri, Sridevi, everybody. Everybody who's talented, everybody who's contributed to Indian cinema. I envy all the boys, my contemporaries. If it's Ranveer, if it's Siddharth, if it's Varun, Sushant, Aditya Roy, I think all are doing amazing work. So I envy everybody. I do feel jealous many a times when I see them on screen and the kind of work they're doing, and I think that just pushes me to do better.
So another one has asked, if you were to direct a movie under your grandfather's production, which would it be?
As in a remake or just a movie?
As a remake.
A remake. I don't believe in remakes, but if I had to do a film, probably Jaagte Raho. It's one of my grandfather's films which not too many people know about. But the theme, the performances, the world and the story, I think was something which is timeless, and you can make it at any decade and it will still be engaging.
Shivangi has asked, if you could be invisible for a day, who would you want to haunt?
Haunt?
Yeah.
Who would I want to haunt? I would like to watch Mr. Narendra Modi not crack under pressure and how he's managing the country, and I think he's doing a great job at it, and it'll be great to learn something from him.
Also, coming to the Indian Super League, it's doing really well as a co-owner. If you had to pick one team other than Mumbai City FC who would win the inaugural edition, who would it be?
Well, it's been the first year, so it's like, we all are testing waters. We all are, it's a new ground for all of us. But I do believe that Chennai, Abhishek and Dhoni's team is really good. I think they've really clicked as a unit. But I think I would still place my bet on Mumbai.
And you play a thief in Roy. So which player, according to you, has stolen the thunder so far?
I would say Elano, who is the marquee player in Chennai. I think he's really performed wonderfully well.
You play, also, if you were given the chance to swap lives with a footballer, who would you choose?
Swap lives with a footballer, I think Messi. Yeah, Lionel Messi.
Okay. And how important are brand endorsements for you, Ranveer? Coming back to tags, so what makes you decide upon a brand?
Well, it's very important because it's something that it's what you have to live with all your life, and what my children and grandchildren will live with. It's part of my identity. It has to be something that I believe in, like my movies. If I do a film, it's because I like the story, I like to contribute to it, I like part of me to be in it. And brands like Tag add to me more than I add to it. Tag has been I've been a user before a brand ambassador, and so it makes a huge difference, and I try and select it carefully. I try and select my brands carefully because I have to use them. If I don't use them, how will I sell them? So I'm very happy, especially with the new Formula One tag which is being launched today, and it's been gifted to me. So it feels really good.
And also, how sound and investment has the ISL been for you?
How?
Sound and investment has it been?
Well, I think the Like I said, you know, it's a passion thing. It's something I love. You know, I love playing the sport. I love watching the sport. So, you see the investment as in the money investment.
Yeah, as an investment,
As
also
an
taking a
investment.
risk.
I think it's worth, even if I would go into laws for the next 10 years, I think it's worth it, you know, just for the fact that, you know, it's a sport I love. It's a sport that is a sleeping giant in this country. It's the most famous sport in the world. And I think, you know, to finally see India in the next 10 years to be part of the FIFA World Cup and actually lifting a trophy is everyone's dream. And I think this is just the first step towards that. You know, beyond just the ISL, I think what's important is that every team is implementing a lot of grassroots programs. That means you're going to reach to 1.5 lakh children in your city. You're going to, you know, coach them, give them the infrastructure, give them grounds, give them guidance, you know, give them the exposure to the sport. And only if we start there can we have our own Messis and Ronaldos. And I think, so the ISL is really important in that aspect, that, you know, it's the first big step towards that.
Do you feel celeb endorsements are overvalued?
Overvalued.
Or do you think it's mutually beneficial to both?
No, of course it's mutually beneficial. I don't think brands like TAG would pay me a certain amount or have me on board if I didn't think I was worth it. They don't need me. So yeah, I think it's mutual. I think, but I always do believe that I would always be a part of brands where I can, where they can contribute more to my life than I can contribute to their life.
Also, lastly, but many of your fans feel that Ranbir has been a little grumpy these days,
Really?
that he wants to be left alone. Is that true, or do you think the media is just getting a bit
No,
on your nerves?
No, nobody's getting on my nerves. It's just that because I've not had a release, like I told you, there's so much of conjecture about your, you know, your life, your personal life,
True.
about my parents, my friends. So it gets to you, you know, because half of it is over exaggerated.
True.
It's misconstrued. But you know, I have no grouse towards anything. I think there's a side of media like you who's really comforting and who's really encouraging towards my work, and there's a side which kind of you know, concentrates on the other side, and it's fair. You know, that's what show business is about. So I'm not grumpy. I'm sorry if I was coming across grumpy. It's just that I was also frustrated that I didn't have any movie to talk about. But soon I'll be the happy me.
And lastly, would you like to update us? Many a female heart feels her heart is going to be broken 2015 when the most eligible bachelor, they say, is going to be taken.
No, there is no plans for marriage right now. Like I've always said that there was a time in my life where I became a little personal about my private life because I had seen both the sides, when you're open about it and when you're not. And I think it's best to be this way till you finally decide to take that marriage plunge. But as of right now, no plans of marriage, but hopefully soon.
Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
more power to you. It's always
Thank you.
lovely to speak to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.